Robot Chicken. You have sketches that are 6 seconds long in Robot Chicken.
I was sad about it for a while because we saw it happen. Like, we saw kids, this whole generation, and then like the dads that were our age, like handing it to their kids. I'm like, oh, we're really abbreviating the attention span of an entire generation of people. This is maybe a bad idea.
And that became the future of entertainment. Look at TikTok. People are scrolling.
There's always going to be an audience for Ow My Balls.
Once we were spacemen. I tend to play weird people, usually aliens and robots and things that don't have romance.
I once didn't get a job where they were looking for a Nathan Fillion type. Once we were spacemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, and thank you for joining Nathan Fillion and myself, Alan Tudyk, for Once We Were Spacemen. For once, we were spacemen, and now we're just men. Actually, Nathan, would you say when you're a spaceman, you're always a spaceman? I think so. You can't say like Neil Armstrong isn't a spaceman. Am I comparing myself to the men who walked on the moon first? Yes! Even though my trip to space was a pretend one. It was pretty badass. I bet my story was a little bit more
I just got
dramatic.
here. What did I miss?
Buddy, I thought you were here with me this whole time. Today, we're being joined by someone who I guess was also a spaceman once. I mean, he has touched space. He has carved out his own place in the universe. He's created whole galaxies.
He's also done that thing where you go up in the airplane, you come down and you're weightless for a minute.
Really?
Yeah, he did it.
I did that on a little flight in Fiji once. I don't think it's the same thing. The guy, the pilot he seemed stoned and he didn't wear shoes. And he was like, watch this.
Oh boy.
You don't
I
want
would
your
not be
pilot
happy.
ever saying that. Watch this. And then he put us going the nose up and then dove us. And then he let my wife fly. Yeah, he let Chris fly.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
This doesn't sound like a professional.
I was
This
scared.
sounds like
I was so scared.
I can't make it today. I'm going to send my cousin. To Alan, one thing about our guest today, I keep talking like it's going to be a surprise. I'm sure it's going to be right on the podcast title, who the guest is today. Who do we have today, Alan?
We have Seth Green, ladies and gentlemen.
One thing about Seth Green that amazes you.
He's not afraid to low hug. You know, a lot of people don't go for a low hug because they're too concerned with status. He will hug you. And he will make a connection with you in a hug. He's not just there to just kind of slap your back. He's there to hug you, man. He's something about him. He's kind of
He'll put his head on your chest and listen to your heart.
Yes. Yeah.
He'll rest in there.
Yeah, he'll and stay there for a little while.
It's an embrace.
He's a peaceful person. He's like, he's not a hippie, but I think he sees the universe as like we're all stardust. He's one of those, it's not, he doesn't wear it on his sleeve or on his dashiki. He wears, but it is who he is. He has a very big idea of the world and humanity, a connection.
I'll agree. Let's bust right into it.
All right, let's kick this kid's ass. No, I want a hug. Ladies and gentlemen, Seth Green.
I'm seeing an original Matt Groening in the back of your picture. I'm just so jelly right now.
It's pronounced Groening.
That's what I said. We'll fix that in the mix.
We did not fix it in the mix.
I got to do a Simpsons panel at Comic-Con that Kevin Smith moderated because we've got to do a bunch of collabs with them. It is one of the greatest honors of my life because I finally got to tell Matt this, but I was into comics really young, and so I saw Life in Hell when I was still in New York and just thought this was the funniest, most revolutionary panel comic I'd seen. I was at the art style of it, the where it's coming from is just so fucking funny. And then I made a movie with Julie Kavner the year that she started Tracy Ullman. And so I got to see The Simpsons like right out of the gate and just thought it was genius, and got to watch this thing become a Fox primetime animated show the first time that it happened since the Flintstones. And it took off so much because it was as severe as Married with Children was for that current culture, where your son saying, "Eat my shorts," was so offensive that the president had to comment on it, you know? So
Really?
of course. So I love Matt Groening, like in a way that is befitting of an icon of his stature. And so we're coming off this panel, and Matt had just brought a big sketch pad. And he said he drew a bunch of portraits on the train. And so he had everybody, like Lenny, Carl, everybody. He was giving them to people that asked questions on the panel. Anybody that asked a question, he'd rip it off and give it to them. It's amazing, right? And so we come back in, and Kevin sees he's still got 2 sketchbooks under his arm. He goes, "What's in these?" And Matt opens it up, and it's all these portraits. Kevin goes, "Can I have the Maggie?" And Matt's like, "Yeah, sure." And he rips it out, and I go, "Can I have the Homer?" And he goes, Yeah. And then he looked at us and he goes, "Anytime, guys. Anytime."
Wow.
And I get like choked up, like thinking about it even now, because it's just so cool. I don't know. Love it.
That is so part of the fabric of the American culture now.
The Simpsons.
The Simpsons. Especially when you think about it. The president had to comment on "Eat my shorts."
Yeah.
Was it Clinton?
It was Reagan. Had to be Reagan. No, that can't be right. No. Who was after
George
Reagan?
H.W.
Bush. Right? Is that when it was?
He seems like the type who would make a comment about that.
Do you remember who was president when the Challenger?
We can find that out right now. We have a crack team
crashed.
of people here at Once We Were Spacemen, and they check this stuff for us, and they'll tell us.
The president who commented on "Eat My Shorts" was George H.W. Bush.
I bet it was Reagan. It was probably Nancy, if we're being honest.
She was into shorts.
There's a great picture of her on Mr. T's lap in like a Christmas scenario, and it's one of the greatest photos I've ever seen in my life. They both look real happy about it.
Thank you, Seth. Thank you for coming. This is a personal favorite to us, and I know you're doing this out of the love of your heart because you got so much that you can't even contain it. Alan, do you remember the first time you met Seth Green?
Oh, it must have been at a con. It must have been at Comic-Con or at your house.
I don't know. I remember when I first met Seth Green.
When?
It was what's that little street? When you're coming up Laurel Canyon, it goes from Crescent Heights to Laurel Canyon. There's that little side street that kind of comes to the country store, the same one that goes to the country store.
Oh, that's Lookout.
I don't know what it's called. There was a house there. I don't know how I got invited. I got invited to a party, and it was a middle of the afternoon kind of party. It was a daytime thing. And about 70% of the cast of Buffy the Vampire Slayer were there. It was this brand new show. And I had auditioned for Angel, the role of Angel. I didn't get it. Now,
oh, I really? Walked into, you auditioned for Angel?
I did.
Wait, you didn't get it?
No, I didn't get it.
Who got it?
There's a guy named Dave.
I'm going to look it up.
So the fact
I hope he's doing well, though. I just hope that kid's doing well. I walked into a room, and there was a whole bunch of people. There's some chairs and whatnot. Most people were sitting on the floor. Seth was sitting on the corner of, I don't know if it was like a footstool or the corner of like a daybed or something. And he was holding court to about 9 people minimum. And I remember thinking, oh my God, this guy's like a huge TV star.
Why is he so insecure that he's performing from this room of 10?
I just thought you were so relaxed. I thought, shouldn't he be like a little bit, I don't know. I didn't know what TV stars were supposed to act like or anything like that. I was brand new to Los Angeles. I had just moved out here.
Wow, you were doing good. You first moved out and you went right up for Angel. And then you're hanging out with this guy at a party in Laurel Canyon.
I had done a couple of things. Not much. But
did you already do Waitress by then?
No, it was much later.
I feel like I just knew
I
you
just come off
so
a soap
early.
opera. I moved out to Los Angeles.
It was 2 girls and a guy. Two guys and go.
Not even that at that point. I had done, Saving Private Ryan. I did Saving Private Ryan and Blast from the Past, and then a guest shot on an ABC cop show.
It might have been Blast from the Past. I'm trying to figure out where I saw you because I knew you. And it's maybe just because I'm so into all the, like, I wouldn't even say character actors. I'm super into character actors. But there's, you know, when you see somebody you like and you're like, this guy, I bet we could do it together.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I just remember my impressions of you thinking, this guy's ultra cool and he's totally confident and chill. And he's so cool, but he gives it all away. He's not going, look at me cool. He's saying, look at you cool. And I was always so charmed by you. And then every time I would see you, you were always so extremely kind. And I thought, it is so unlike, I always think about this. Both of you, I think about this. All the choices in life that you had to make, everything that happened to you, every divergent, say, I'm going to go left instead of right. Every time you made a choice, every time you nurtured a relationship that brought you forward or you kicked back on failure, everything that you did to bring you to the point in life where I met you is unlikely. It's unlikely that our paths would ever cross. So I look at you guys and I say, these are extremely unlikely friends that I would ever meet these guys. And here we are.
See, I have such a different perspective about it. See, I grew up in a place where I was like, I do not fucking fit here. And I looked around at all the people that I was going to school with and their thoughts and opinions. Yeah, I grew up in Philadelphia in a school that was like,
how cool.
I don't know, 80% black kids. And then the other, like 17% was white Italian Catholics.
What percent was ginger?
None. I was one.
Just you.
The school was K through 12, and I was one of like 5 Jewish kids at the school. I was the only one in the school named Seth, and I was one of the few people that post the removal of the arts and entertainment, some funding for our school, still wanted to like sing and dance and put on a show. And so I knew, I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. There's nothing for me here. And I started going to New York by the time I was 7 years old. And by the time I was 16, I had moved far away to Los Angeles to pursue this dream. So every time I met anybody else who needed it the same way, I was like, I'm in the right place. I'm in the right place. And that's the thing, Nathan, you look at our connection and say how unlikely, and I say how inevitable.
I agree.
Seth, you started so young, because I remember one time you and you were talking about some stuff, and I said, whoa. And we got onto YouTube and did a deep dive, and I was watching you and I was thinking, I remember this commercial. I remember this. Well, how old were you when you started, all of a sudden you were a thing? Like you started, oh my God, I'm doing something.
I don't know.
Wow, that's that long ago.
Well, it's more that's like you get different points of encouragement, and then you spend, the next like 3 to 5 years second guessing that any of that was real. And you see such little reassurance that any of that is replicatable.
Wow.
That it's easy to get full of your own disbelief. And that's usually a point in my life where I have to like take a good hard look and say, are we fucking doing this? Or are you stay on or get off? Wow. Stay on or get off. Because it's never been easier for me, even at those inflection points where suddenly it's like you get a boost. If you can't take enough advantage of that moment, then it will pass and you have to create another one. So for me, there's always been little bits of reassurance of like, oh, it's working. You know what I mean? The audience shows up, something makes a lot of money. You get a meeting you never had before. You get to go to a party you never been to before. You have that real chill social with somebody who you thought you'd never talk to. And then it all just like spends the next couple of years just like, was any of that real? Did that happen?
Now, this is wisdom you acquire over years, though. At the time, you weren't going, here's the thing. At the time, you were...
Nathan, I really enjoyed
12.
my 20s and the early part of my 30s. Because when Buffy happened, and even though it happened in a very small way, like we were on the WB, so the hit that Buffy was a hit with like my peer group, my age group, in a way it had never been. And also I'm playing a character that like kisses a girl. So all of a sudden I'm getting an entire different caliber of female looking at me in a way they've never looked at me. And I like to think that I was kind and respectful and direct and straightforward in each of those incidents, but I know that there were plenty where I failed, and I've only gotten to learn from those experiences on other people's time. All I'm saying is that, yeah, that was a point. There was a point. 98 is exactly when Austin Powers came to DVD.
You see, I've turned the moon into what I like to call a Death Star. What?
Nah, nothing, Darth.
What did you call me?
No, nothing. Rip off!
Which had failed at the box office, by the way. Made less
What?
in its the first Austin Powers made less in its total run than the second one made in its opening weekend.
Really?
Or I should tell that
Because
stat backwards.
my friends were throwing Austin Powers parties.
Right. Only because it came out on DVD and became a thing. Nobody saw it in the theaters. Everybody ran from the theaters. So I became a series regular on Buffy. So I had already done 9 episodes of Buffy. Come in for the second season in every episode. Austin Powers on DVD, and Can't Hardly Wait comes out. So all of those things at the same time, and everybody knows my name in a way that they never did. And so at that point, I was like, oh shit, this really shifted. This all shifted. And I'm so grateful that it happened before cameras were on cell phones. Because I gotta tell you guys, I've had some really bad moments. I've had some really bad moments where somebody's filming me and I'm not able to be rational about it. And I'm usually humiliated by the end of that experience. So I've gotten better and better about keeping my cool, but I wouldn't have been able to go through. Like, I look at a kid like Bieber and I feel for him.
Oh boy.
Is that what you mean by filming you? Like people like paparazzi type people?
Not just like strangers. Guys, I became a guy that only goes into stalls at bathrooms because I had too many people want to talk to me at the fucking urinal. And I gotta tell you, dude, everybody thinks they're so subtle and new, but like this. Yo, what's up, dude? My immediate response is, hey, man, I'm not going to talk to you with your dick in your hand.
Yeah.
I'm not.
So let me get a hand on that. Is that?
Yeah, so let me get a hand on that.
So hand that thing to me.
Yo, you want to turn this all the way up? Come on, Alan. Alan, you know I'm just like, yes, and so we're
sorry.
so dangerous together. No, don't apologize.
When do you think, I asked this of everybody, when did you say to yourself, I've made it? Is that the moment when those things were happening for you?
There's never an I made it. Yeah. There's never an I made it, Nathan.
I disagree.
I'm from New York, dude. Here's the thing. I heard Dax say something that I really liked. He said it to Darcy. You know Darcy Carden from The Good Place?
Yes.
I don't know.
I mean, I know of her. I don't.
Yeah,
her and I never met.
Like brilliant. Anyway, so Dax had her on his podcast, and they were talking about like the feeling of you made it, or like when do you ever feel safe? And he said something about like it is a bit like a party, and he assured her you're always going to be invited. So you're never going to feel. I never feel like, oh, I made it. But every time I get invited, I'm like, oh, they invited me. You know what I mean? It's like the Emmys. The best way you can think about the Emmys is like it's your business prom, you know? And if you're lucky, you're getting a superlative. Maybe you got the best this or that. But everybody gets to go. Everybody comes to the dinner and you sort of celebrate the year of your peers' achievements. You know?
Yeah.
You put each other over in a way that makes you feel like, oh shit, I'm still in this club, whatever this sick collection of psychopaths is. Like, what's wrong with us? Why do we do this? Why are we doing this, guys?
Yeah. It's true, though. I don't think, Nathan, of all the people we've talked to so far, we have not had anyone that says, the time I felt like I made it was when this happened. I think it's a very common thing not to feel like you cannot, it's not imposter syndrome, but I think from the outside looking towards somebody, it looks differently than as you experience it.
I'm not trying to retire. You know?
Seth, I was uncomfortable around you because you were too famous.
Me?
Yeah. Like, because you beat me up for a role a long time ago in the 90s.
Oh, here we go. Well, I lost A Knight's Tale to you. So.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
I never even got close to that.
You could have.
Nobody could do that the way you did. God,
That's
Alan,
true.
I love you so much as an actor. I don't even think
Really?
it almost outdoes my love for you as a performer.
I'm trying to find. I can't remember the name of the. It was a big movie. Pump Up the Volume. No.
Stop it.
It
Were you
was-
up for my
No,
part
no.
and Pump Up the Volume? We were just
I was
like,
in New York. It was in the 90s. It was with Jennifer Love Hewitt. I remember.
Can't Hardly Wait. Oh, you're not
Can't
talking about
hardly wait.
that. No
Can't
fucking
hardly
way.
wait. And
you
I
were up
saw
for that
it.
character?
Yeah, and I saw it and I was like, "Oh, that's how you do it." It was one of those like, "Oh, I knew you. I knew of you as an actor and you nailed it." It was like something I was reaching for that I couldn't do. I always thought of you as somebody who'd made it.
Oh, I love that.
From the 90s on. Like you're
That
that
can't, that can't be denied. The success. Here's another thing I want to say. Clearly, Seth, you mentioned this. You are a yes and guy. Time spent with you, I feel like I'm in a writer's room. People are pitching bits the whole time, and then they're just kind of creating scenes, and everything is moving forward. It's incredibly entertaining.
Ask my wife. She'll tell you a different story.
Then there was a moment when, and this is long after you've done Robot Chicken, and you're clearly a businessman, and there was a Star Wars project. I was doing Castle at the time, and there was a Star Wars project that you wanted me to come in on, and it didn't work out. And I was furious. I was livid.
We got deep into it too. And Nathan, the most upsetting thing is that fucking Disney owns ABC.
Right.
It's there's so many ways. Anyway,
but
I
here's
remember.
the thing.
I remember.
Here's what really my takeaway from that whole experience, which I think, if this is the only takeaway, that it was fantastic. You, from your normal joke and everything's a bit and having fun, and you dropped your voice an octave and you said, well, here's the thing. And you got very gentle in your speech, and it was a lot of wind in your voice. It was very soft, and you started talking business as it pertains to relationships, and it's about people, and it's about the dynamics, and here's what you have to understand, and here's what you don't want to take offense to this. Just take a lesson from it. Was such an education for me. First of all, I learned a thing or two about a thing or two. And then second, I learned so much about you in that moment. And I realized, oh my God, this guy's been running a business at that point over a decade. I think you'd been doing Robot Chicken at least. When did that start, Robot Chicken?
We started in 2005.
Wow.
Put it on the air in 5, yeah.
So that sounds about right. Robot Chicken. You have sketches that are 6 seconds long in Robot Chicken.
Right.
Yeah. I was sad about it for a while because we saw it happen. Like, we saw kids, this whole generation, and then like the dads that were our age, like handing it to their kids. I'm like, oh, we're really abbreviating the attention span of an entire generation of people. This is maybe a bad idea. Like, let's make a half-hour narrative just to balance it out, just to show like you can tell a story.
It's, you know what though, to me it was always like channel surfing, but you only catch like the funny bit of each surf you do. Each time you click that channel surf, you just get the best little bit. And now you look, and that became the future of entertainment. Look at TikTok. People are scrolling.
There's always going to be an audience for Ow My Balls. Always.
Demolition Man, I think, predicted the future in a couple of different ways.
Idiocracy. Like all of the channels, the a la carte, the like soda on the street. There's like so many things. Just a 24-hour channel dedicated to watching people hurt themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, we're so close. And then just like a pro wrestler as the president.
The president. Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's bananas. Yep. The whole thing is bananas. Well, all the same, I definitely noted, like, as much as I want to pretend that we had nothing to do with it, I definitely noted the things that people credit us with in the aftermath. Because I meet 20-year-olds now who tell me that they grew up watching Robot Chicken. And I think about the shit that I watched when I was 12 and 13. All of the dirty, like, crazy, whether it was Monty Python or Benny Hill or even straight Saturday Night Live. Like, I watched everybody's stand-up. I watched the Real Muppet Show when I was young. And so I remember what that kind of subversive influence felt like. I read National Lampoon, I read heavy metal. And so the idea that you could mix all these things together to really get a point across, to really tell a story, that you could mix comedy and dramatic style. I was already in love with Spinal Tap, right? So a mockumentary that's played dead straight, that all these tropes, these ideas, these comedic like devices and archetypes, I am honored to think that we pass these down, right?
Yeah.
Everything that we've learned, all the cool shit, we're like, yeah, you can do it like this. And I think about every time someone before me was generous enough to be like, oh, what's up, kid? You wanna know a secret? And then they tell you, right? So that's, because I started so young, I really noted the difference between people that wanted to talk to you like a peer and people that didn't even know how their gift worked and they just needed to like do their fucking thing. I like, you know what I mean, Alan? Like I'm a supporting actor first. I feel that first. So whenever I see any other actor and that's their process, I'm like, do your process. I'm here to, I'll do my thing. Yeah. So with that, I like anytime any of these kids or parents say, hey, I learned this. Oh, my favorite. This was the greatest thing that happened, right? So we've done, because of all that Star Wars shit we got to spend a lot of time with George Lucas. Yeah, George Lucas. And I know it's crazy. The kind of time we spent with him, not just the volume of time, but the type of time we got to spend with him, because we were writing with him over like a 4-year period. So the types of conversations that we had, and of course we would just like hit him up. You get comfortable enough to be like, George, what did you mean with the midichlorians?
Really? You got to ask that?
We did. And you know, when you hear him talk about it, and he talks about biology and he talks about prodigies and what mitochondria is, and you would think in a future science world, you would have a way to evaluate whose blood does what.
Right.
And he said, and you know, if the force is a thing that you can tap into, like any kind of energy, like Tesla, you need to test the coil. And some people's coils are better than others. So Qui-Gon had a machine for that.
Wow.
I know. We all sat at that table. We're like, fuck, dude, why isn't that in the movie? Why isn't that? And he's like, do you need me to hold your hand? Like, can't you just see the device? And then
I was distracted by Jar Jar.
Yeah. Oh, so the whole point of that was that George is hilarious. George is a very funny man. And he's got a wicked sense of humor that's incredibly sophisticated.
What does he see in you? How did you, when you first conceived of, hey, let's do some Star Wars, how did you get that meeting? How do you call him up? How do you present that? And what does he see in you that he says, yeah, let's do this?
Yeah, it's a long story, Nathan, because I met him 6 or 8 times before he ever remembered that it was me.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah. But
hey, I meet a lot of ginger superstars.
It's more. He's like, you gotta really get into his orbit for him to even notice. You either have to accomplish something that he's excited about, or you gotta be fucking cool when he meets you. And so that's what it came down to. I got invited by MTV. I had been doing enough stuff, so MTV hosted the like premieres for Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith up at Skywalker Ranch, and they invited everybody. Like the first time we went, NSYNC and everybody from the WB was there. It was hilarious.
Oh,
it's so funny.
What?
Yeah, me and Elijah Wood saw episode 1 together. Jason Schwartzman was there. Like it was such a. We're all looking at each other like, what the fuck? We all love Star Wars. This is clearly what this is. So I got to go to 2 of those, and George is fucking there, and he's just hanging about, 2 times in a row. He's not going to remember. I'm like, you saw my laminate, And so the third one, I get invited. MTV is like, hey, we want to do a BTS George walking around the archives. And at this time, I'd already been in the archives twice. Got to look at all the shit, like really get to think about it, think about all of this. And they said, would you walk George around the archives and like ask him questions? And I said, yes, I will. Yes, I will. And I thought about it. I'm like, here's your fucking chance, dude. Talk to this guy like a peer. We're going to walk around the archives. You take the time to just talk to him as a peer, and he will see you as a peer. And I had to do it. I had to, because that was the job I'd been tasked with, and I had just made such an idiot of myself too long in front of this guy. I wanted to make a connection. So I went to, right when I got to that screening, God, was I by myself? I can't even remember. But I went to the back of the place where I knew I could smoke a joint.
Wait a second. Are you saying you smoked a joint at Skywalker Ranch? No, you're not saying that.
No, why would I say that? No.
Thank you.
But there is a patio towards the back near where the vineyard is that has a brick path, the front of this building that would be the perfect place to not get any kind of attention. Anyway, so I see it long after the J. I see him walking up and he's by himself and he's coming in. And right away he sees a person and he's like, I don't want to talk to anybody. And I go, hey, George, you finished with the press yet? And he said, not yet. I go, you coming? Was that it? Would you have a press hit? And he goes, yeah. And I go, what's the question? And he looks at me and I go, well, every time I do a junket, no matter who I'm talking to, they ask the same question. I'm curious what your question is. And he said, oh, it's about the tech. Like, what about this or the tech? And I go, that's cool. Well, listen, I'm the guy that's going to be walking you around the archive later and asking you questions about the stuff. And I'll try to avoid that question. And he was like, okay. And I go, I'm going to hang out here for a second. You got to get in there. And he said, I do. I go, you need backup? he said, no, I got it. And then it's like goes in there. And so I was like, okay. First one. And then I didn't even say anything to him until after the movie, after the reception. I might have caught his eye at one point and after we saw the movie and just been like and then just kept walking. So when we got into the archives, I got there first and we had friends and stuff and we're just checking out. They got props laid out for us. They got the Vader armor that's been resized for Hayden. They got a bunch of lightsabers, the tests, the ones that you can actually fight with that have green on them. Huge Chewbacca stuffed in mannequin. And
he's got taxidermied Wookiees. It seems wrong.
It's so uncomfortable, Alan. You've walked into these situations. There's 3 people with cameras. But there's at least two cameras. And then all of the press people are there. There's the MTV reps. There's a bunch of Lucasfilm reps. It feels, and they are in a natural U around the table where all of the stuff is set up. So as you enter the room, they're like, we're waiting for you to do something. And so I was like, all right. So I just fucking go. Don't hesitate. Just get out on stage and start looking at the prompts and shit. And then George comes in and he walks into this room. He sees that big U of people and he sees me and I go, hey, buddy. And he comes straight at me. First, he goes, here, come over here. And he takes me and I go, this is it. I'm your prop. And he goes, and puts me into Chewbacca's arms. So now I'm under Chewbacca's arms getting a hug. And I go, this is great. It's a prom picture. I always wanted to go to prom with a Wookiee, Ma. Get a shot, Ma. You know what I mean? And he a little bit of a chuckle. I get him. And then I step out of that. He grabs the dome of Hayden's helmet, not the face mask. He just puts the dome on me. And we're this close. And I go, you're making me look like Rick Moranis.
Great.
And I was like, here we go. I got it. So then we just spent the next 45 minutes walking around the archives and I know the shit that's in there and I know what they pushed forward technologically and I know the story of how they figured this out. So I wanted to know about that. I was like, hey, talk to me about shooting these miniatures and this is a fucking Ken doll. How did you do that? How'd you get the balls to do this? And then I said, I've heard anecdotally that all the stuff in the Death Star is greebles that the builders took out of other models, and he's like, oh yeah, this is this thing. Right. So I just got into it like that. And it was a really good meeting.
Yeah,
and
man.
That was it. We just there was nothing after that for quite a while. And then sort of out of nowhere when Robot was happening, second season, that Emperor phone call sketch aired.
Yeah.
Go for Papa Palpatine.
You have a collect call from
Darth Vader.
I gotta take this. Hold on. Vader, how's my favorite Sith? Whoa. Just slow down. Huh? What do you mean they blew up the Death Star? Oh,
Right?
That was
I
And it
probably
was-
watched that 3 times a month.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I-
that's
we
so
watched
fun,
it
man.
together. Yeah, we watched it several times together. I remember when it came out, we just kept playing it again and again and again. It was so funny.
It is
So
really
fresh.
funny because it took so many shapes, right? Like when that got pitched, it was Doug Goldstein that pitched it, and something about it just wasn't quite hitting right. Like the idea, we all loved this idea of Vader trying to make that call and how pathetic he could look. And I pitched the like collect call beat so that Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And then I don't
The
know.
sheer brilliance of it being a one-sided call.
Yeah.
Well, it's, you get it's so funny. It's so funny to think about the Emperor in that context. And so we were, by second season, we had most of the like water cooler conversations on camera, right? So we're nowhere near the internet besting you for telling these ideas first. So we are just part of like Family Guy saying this stuff out loud, I don't know, in a bigger microphone than before.
Yeah.
So that sketch got to George. Matt and I got a phone call and it said like Lucasfilm on the caller ID, and we were just like, oh my God, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
We're going to get sued for something.
Are we getting sued? Is this what happens now?
You picked it up. Go for Palpatine.
That kind of. Matt actually answered the phone. Matt and Seth's office. And we thought this was a fucking joke because the woman who was the head of publicity is named Tracy Canobio. And we're like, come on now.
What?
Help me, Obi-Wan Canobio. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She was for real. And they wanted us to fly up to the Presidio and take a meeting with all of their brass because they were trying to figure out what they were doing with Star Wars in 2006.
Right.
They were just trying to figure it out. What are we going to do?
You're saying they called you and it was their idea to work together.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it wasn't
Well, that makes it easy.
it wasn't like make a show, This thing had to get loud enough that George was like, oh, did you see this thing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're just lucky George has kids that were into the internet, You hear about stuff how you hear about stuff. So that was it. That was the first thing. Matt, they tried to pitch us on all this stuff, and Matt said, what if we did a half-hour Robot Chicken that was all Star Wars? And they were like, oh, interesting.
Hollywood secrets.
I love hearing this stuff, man.
Yeah.
I had that
Yeah.
DVD. I had the Robot Chicken DVDs of that.
I loved it.
Star Wars
I loved
stuff.
it. And but the crazy thing about it is that we got the approval to do ours, and we're writing it the same time that Family Guy got the approval to do theirs, and we're writing it. So I'm calling Seth MacFarlane. We're on the stage at Comic-Con announcing it. And we're like, what is happening?
That's fantastic.
Wow.
What is happening? So
And he's
insane.
he's a big nerd too. He's a big sci-fi guy.
Yeah, he's
he
fair.
definitely loves sci-fi. His pockets are much smaller. I've got like a wide net. I love pop and the stuff that really collects people. That's kind of my favorite passion. But he goes a little more exclusive into some of the stuff. But I get him every once in a while. That's where we really connect.
Robot Chicken, hugely successful, really long running. What's your takeaway? When you go, okay, finally, I'm out. All right, that was a great job, everybody. Wrap it up. And what's the takeaway? What do you walk away with from a project like that? That's yours from the get-go. That's yours from the bottom up.
Yeah, I think it's just a validation that you can pursue those kinds of ideas and that they could be successful. Like there was a moment where we were winning our first Emmy, and I was like on stage with Senreich and all the people that made this, and we're just like, this is absurd, guys. This is absurd.
Wow.
And I think I said something along the lines of, this seems amazing to get an award like this for making something with a bunch of friends that we truly enjoy and truly enjoy making. For anybody they're like, what is this like? What's it like for this show to be a thing? And I can only say it's like putting on a play in your parents' basement than winning the Tony for it. What are you even talking about?
When you say, and you enjoy making it, I'm going to remind you of a time my brother was visiting Los Angeles. You offered us, this was when your studio was in Hollywood, your Stupid Monkey.
Oh my God. Yeah. When we were making it with Shadow Machine.
And it was a bit of it was like a massive warehouse and different parts were sectioned off.
It's the old propaganda building.
Like a treehouse fort in the middle of like a second story that kind of
architecture.
Looked over and we're having a great time, Alan. It's just a creative universe is happening.
It's the same
every
place
corner.
where Michael Bay and Antoine Fuqua cut their teeth. Were making commercials. That was the old propaganda studios that Shadow
Steeped
Machine
in
took
history.
over. Yeah.
Wow.
But on everybody's desk or in the corner of everybody's room, like leaning up, and everybody's there's like a Nerf gun of some sort. Some are little pistols, some are bigger like shotguns. There was a bazooka.
There's like a long range rocket.
And finally, we're going, what's going on with all this stuff? And someone goes, oh yeah, sometimes a couple shots get fired, and then sometimes there's an all-out Nerf war. And, and my brother and I are kind of experimenting with these guns and kind of shooting at each other. And then someone comes around a corner and goes, uh-oh. And then they go get a gun, and then someone comes, and all of a sudden, Seth's head pops out and goes, and a dart hits me dead center in the forehead.
Yeah.
I drop down and fall down all the stairs.
I warn anybody that engages in those battles, I'm exclusively headshots. So if you
it was no lie.
If you shoot at me, I'm coming for your face.
Right between my eyes.
Wow.
But it was clear. It was clear that those people
somebody's
enjoyed.
Glasses. There's a video of me hitting Tom Root right in the glasses on one of our DVDs.
It was clear, you guys were having fun, that you fostered that kind of joy.
You got to. It's hard
and
work,
it made me
right?
love your show even more, knowing that that's where it came from, that's where it was born.
Thanks, man.
I have a question that might take it in a different direction.
Let's do it.
Okay,
yeah, I've heard that about you.
It just maybe just a subtle direction. Who knows? I love Robot Chicken. A lot of it wasn't a highbrow affair. The humor.
No,
it's not at all. But it does. I mean, it does draw on
hard R.
It's a hard R. There's a lot of erections and ejaculations and really funny. But
there is a majority voting process, so there's plenty of things that I was like, guys, we don't need this. But admittedly, I did vote. I voted for the Michael Bay with the 18-inch prehensile penis sketch. And you know what, guys? I stand behind it.
I would not stand behind a 18-inch prehensile penis. You're going to want to keep that in front of you. But
I want to know what the caller ID said after that sketch, Harry.
We've never talked
maybe
about
that
it. That's
explains all
funny.
the urinal.
I'm getting so off
fans.
topic. Alan, hit me with the question. I'm sorry.
Well, now you're a father. You have a child, which is for some reason, because so much, you're very youthful. I know time works in a way that we all get older, but you have so much youth. I've always seen you as youthful. The humor, it's playful, and I don't want to say immature, but on a maturity level, you can access, I think, that audience. So now that you're an adult with a child,
right?
Have your interests changed? Do you feel a growth in that way?
I'm definitely conscious of what I put in front of the kid, and I remember the rate at which I learned some of these ideas. So I'm sort of taking it as it comes and not trying to put anything in front of the kid that they're not ready for.
Right. But as an artist, I don't have any children.
You like what
Seth,
I want to make.
You may know this. I have no children. And the only time I ever wanted children, I realized it was a very selfish reason, was because I was like, God, if I get a role as a father, I need to have a child so that I can know how to act.
Right.
Like a father. And I went, that's the worst reason to ever have a child, and I didn't have one. Also,
I do think you can tell the difference, though.
What's that?
Well, I do think you can tell the difference in actors playing parents before and after they've had a kid.
I remember finding out that you had a kid, and it was like, for some reason, you more than most people, for me, it was like, wow, you guys, you and your wife, you're so youthful in just your spirit, that to be a parent,
do you feel like
it could be a lot of fun? I guess maybe. Is it
Yeah. I like, especially at this age where I'm far more relaxed, far more confident in my own identity. Neither one of us, we've both spent our 20s and 30s like really living our lives. And then by the time we met each other, we just like got together so soundly. And neither one of us were trying to have kids. We weren't even talking about it. But then we lived 10 years of really great life together, did a bunch of stuff, traveled everywhere, got to know each other, like really got sure that it's this person.
Right.
For better, for worse, it's this person. Richer, poorer, the fucking sickness and in health. I guess it's this person.
Both?
All that shit, Nathan. It's really tough. It's really tough. And it's also, it like requires so much effort on both of your part. It just requires so much effort all the time. And it blows up plenty of times. And then you got to put it back together.
Is this the
You know what I
marriage
mean?
or the child thing?
That's the marriage. Just getting to a point where we were like, what if we had a family? What if it was our family? You know what I mean? Because we're older now, it makes us feel like we're more capable of being the kind of parents that we want to be.
Yeah, I get that.
You feel you're mature enough.
You're your grandparents raising a child instead of parents. The kids always love grandparents more. They're a little bit more down to earth.
Spoil them a little bit too. But
yeah,
yes,
you
I
spoil them
loved
a little bit. You let them have cigarettes at an early age. Just my grandparents? Okay, sorry.
Yeah. I wound up smoking weed with my like 60, 70-year-old uncle. And that was an amazing experience. He was always the coolest.
I'll say this about both of you. You have a friend who has a significant other. You hope that you can find common ground and enjoy this person at least half as much as you enjoy your friend. If you can stand having them around, it's a win. But I'll say both of you married people that I endeavor to spend time with even when you're not around.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been wanting to talk to you about that.
Up high, buddy.
Just because you're always around when I'm not here. It's so.
What's up with these unscheduled lunches?
Honestly, you both did some great picking out there. You
What
did
is
some. You both did some great picking out there, and the rest of us, we really appreciate it.
Oh, you're sweet, buddy.
What do you? This is for both of you. What's key to a good marriage?
Respect.
Yeah, it really is like mutual respect.
Just
You gotta-
respect and communication.
You make it sound easy.
Well, with my wife, I have the ability when we are not in good moods, which has been lately because we've been packing to move. And that is just a stressful thing. And so it seems like we keep forgetting to eat. And so we find ourselves towards the end of the day exhausted and hungry. And it's like, are you going to put that there? Well, we just gotta stop. Let's get something to eat. We got to eat something. And we both we're connected in a way enough. Like, let's stop moving in this direction. Stop. Let's eat something. And then the minute we're halfway through our meal, we're laughing again. So we also got married older. You know, I'm 54 and we've only been married 8 years. So I had a lot of relationships, and I'm sorry to those women that I made a lot of mistakes. And I think I've apologized to most of them. But yeah, we're both adult. So that's helpful. I don't know about you. You youthful too. You and Claire over there.
I feel the same way. By the time Claire and I had met, we had both gone through a lot of the shit that people need to go through for them to feel comfortable in their own skin far enough along your own journey of self-discovery or recovery or whatever journey you're on to be able to love yourself enough, know how to love yourself enough that you could allow someone else to love you, and you could give them a kind of love that you reserve exclusively for them, and also be capable of reserving it, right? Like, that's the challenge. So that was it. We both had been like through a lot of that shit. So by the time we met each other, we were like, oh, what if it was you though? What if it was you? Is that even a thing? Could it be you?
Wow.
A friend of mine said, he said 2 things are critical for successful people that he admires. One is they have to be in on the joke, and they have to be fundamentally grateful. And I think, Seth, I think you have those both in spades.
I can only say to you, namaste.
No, it's Nathan.
Yeah.
See? Then you just proved my point. Yeah. Love you, buddy. You're the best. Yeah, like who's
I love you too,
better than
man.
you?
Buddy, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming down and talking to us today. I can't
You
tell you how
can't.
much
We're
I
running out of
appreciate
time. You can't.
all the years.
I don't know.
of
You're good with
friendship.
words, Nathan. I believe you could.
I'll write it down. I'll send you a text.
Yeah, and you know what? I love you both
Thank you.
so
I'm much more
extensively.
comfortable
It's
with it.
amazing to see you both doing
Yeah.
a show together. I'm sure this thing will, if it hasn't already, like catch fire just because you're so fun. You're both such fucking awesome people.
Dude, so are you.
It's true. Think about it.
You're amazing. You're
Aw.
amazing. You're
Well,
a
the next
lover.
time
Seth
look, the
Green's
next-
a lover. Whenever anybody
Yeah.
sees Seth Green, no, he's a lover. He's a lover.
Yeah. Look, I'll fight if I have to. I've done it before. I just really. Yeah, of
my
course.
God, I wanna
grew
hear
up in
about that.
Philadelphia in New York. Yes, you think I haven't fought before?
I've got
I
such a
don't
big
like it.
mouth, and I've never had to really fight.
Well, I figured that out. That was how you figure it out. You get your ass thrown downstairs a lot. You're like, I gotta figure out how to talk my way out of this. Once they get your hand on you, it's kind of over. You're like, shit, I'm back here. I gotta get my line in quicker. To the punchline. Right? Do I get to the fucking punchline?
Yeah. And that's how you developed your short form that ended
Yeah.
up becoming Robot Chicken.
You know
Hit the
what? That's
punchline.
that is. There's the button. Thanks, Nathan. I could see you
Hey, guys.
patiently waiting.
No, I'm just thinking, let's do a con together, guys, again, and then let's go
yeah.
on vacation.
I'm so into that.
I'd love
Are
the
you
idea of
doing?
vacation.
I'm doing like 3 before the end of the year.
Me
2
too.
things.
You're good at those.
Ooh.
You're good at those.
You are
I've
too.
done
Oh my
little-
God, Nathan! Alan, Nathan and
I've
I
done
got to do
panels
a
with you
panel
both.
together. Yeah,
Yeah.
just a
I
solo
was-
panel together. It was amazing.
I remember early on in my con going days, I was talking to you, Seth, and I said, and I'd been at one, and I mentioned it, and you're like, "Oh, how was it? Did you enjoy yourself?" And I was like, "No, it was tough, and I found it stressful because I was having this existential crisis of too much appreciation was screwing me up. Like people were too nice to me or something, and you go, I think you're hanging out with the wrong people." Cons are a blast. And it was like a truth thing. When you hear it, it just goes dong, and it rang in my head. It was like, yeah. And it was almost like an immediate attitude adjustment that I really built on from there because I've gone to them for a decade since. So
Thank you. It's a fun thing for the performers. Like for anybody that's there signing whatever version of it you're doing, for the behind the scenes, it has the opportunity to feel like a troupe that is rolling into town and putting on a show.
Right.
And I love that. We're all in some version of the same business. It is show business. If you watch The Fabelmans, we're all determined to put our head in the lion's mouth, and there's no fucking stopping us. So when I see my fellow people, I don't care to denote accomplishment or who's made the most money. I just feel like, oh, these are the people that I had to search out because I was not growing up around them.
Oh, how great. That is a great way to see it. Because I love the idea of being a traveling showman in that way. That's sort of like they come to town and put on a show. And it really is that. There is that, especially some of those kooky, some of the kooky cons. So the old school kooky cons, there aren't as many of them as there used to be.
Well, they've all sort of taken a nod from San Diego, and that format has spread all over the world because people see how efficiently you can make money on all of these passions of ours. And it's tough, right? It's tough to I balance that in the one-to-one exchanges, right? Like when I
The connections.
there's nobody goes and stands in your line by accident. They have to want to be there. And what I find, I'm sure is the same as you, like the people that come to me, they want a picture sign, they want a pop sign, whatever it is that they want. There's a real reason that they want that. It's very rarely, I'm going to resell this for more money.
Right.
It's almost always like, hey man, me and my mom, or it's like, me and my brother, or like, my dad and my man, or it's like, my friend died. And we always, like, whatever the fuck it is, they need to tell me. And I am there to validate that experience.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just to, I had it described to me as a curtain call. And I was very uncomfortable with curtain call. The only time I've done like a 42 performance stage play, I was very uncomfortable with the curtain call when we started. An actor named Dan Florek was my co-star in it. Great actor. We're coming off stage after the previews. Like we've just started hitting the show. And I'm like, all right. I'm just like, thanks everybody. And we're barely off the stage. He grabs, shoves me into the dressing room. He goes, "What the fuck was that? The fuck was that?" And I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "This I don't know. Sorry." And I go, it's just embarrassing. I'm very uncomfortable with that kind of accolade. And he grabs me. He goes, "That's not for you. That's for them. They've just gone through this experience with you, and they don't know how to express their gratitude except to do this. The least you can do is stand there and take it."
Wow.
And it changed the way I thought about the curtain call as the opportunity to validate the audience's experience. And so that's when somebody said that the cons are like a curtain call, it really hit me that you get to have an individual experience with some of these people in a way that they're willing to pay for, that they need to make an appointment for, that they want, that they have to tell you. And so I'm there for it, It's why I can't do a lot. It's why I can't do a lot, because it is a lot of energy and it is a lot. You take a lot, and I'm deeply empathic, and it is.
And you give a lot.
Yeah, so I gotta get my head in the game, and I gotta be able to get my head in the game. So I can't really do it all the time, but there's an opportunity to do a couple, and so I'm doing them this year.
Me too.
Yeah, maybe I'll see you out there.
All right, I hope so.
Nice job. I'm going to put this at about a 4 out of 10. This is really great.
Well, thanks.
Better
guys.
than I expected from you guys.
Well, at least I beat the estimates, right?
Again, Seth, thank you very much for doing this. I know I'll see you around. We're neighbors, for Christ's sake.
I know. Anytime, guys. I love you both.
Hello, and thank you for listening. This is Nathan Fillion. Now is the part where I read aloud the credits for our show in my best telephone voice. So, put on some headphones, lay back, and relax, because this is our time. If you haven't yet, you can always head over to our Patreon to get bonus content, longer episodes, and a chance to get your hands on some incredible crap. If you loved the show, please leave us a review, and feel free to tell all your friends. If you didn't love the show, now is the time for quiet contemplation. Once We Were Spacemen is a Collision 33 production. Some of the names I will mention are my favorite people in the world, and some of them have room for improvement. You know who you are. If you hear your name being read, please stand up. This show is produced by Siobhan Homan, Michelle Chapman, and Josh Levy of Collision 33. We are edited, mixed, and produced by Resonate Recordings, with special thanks to Courtney Blomquist and Adam Townsell. Our theme music is done by Carlos Sosa and Joshua Moore. Artwork by the incredible and incomparable Louis Jensen. But I'm going to tell you right now, I think he fakes his accent. Until next time.
If you shoot at me, I'm coming for your face.